So, good morning and welcome back to Daily Transfer Update. Happy Monday. Well, I suppose it's not really a happy Monday. In fact, when was the last time Arsenal fans actually had a happy Monday? Again, yet another disappointing result yesterday, this time with a different manager, Freddie Ljungberg, as interim manager. But same old, same old. It was just meh. Just meh. It weren't great, and it didn't look like we were going to ever go on and win the game, especially with the substitutions. Listen, I went a little bit in on the performance. I went in on the club a little bit yesterday on some of my streams, and I'm just sick to death. I've literally had it up to here right now of how this club goes on. And what disappointed me yesterday and angered me was that I actually expected a little bit different yesterday, and it didn't materialise. And if you don't expect anything, you can't ever be disappointed, which is why the last 7 games before this one, I wasn't upset, I wasn't angry, because I expected it. Obviously, I expected differently under Freddie. I know it's only his first game, and I know he's helping out, and I get that, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, it's just a case of you pick the same players, like. The best players or better players were sat on the bench, and you've picked a team that Emery would have picked. Your subs were then the same, if not worse than what Emery would have picked. And it was like, there is no difference here. And that is what wound me up the most yesterday. But listen, I'm over it. It's a game of football at the end of the day. And kind of sums up where we are as a football club. The fact that we can't beat Norwich away. Can't beat Southampton at home. Can't beat other teams, Watford, Palace, Brighton, all these teams. Funny enough, we've got Brighton on Thursday. I'll be doing yet another watch along. Hopefully we will get a result in that game. But listen, let's go into a game that followed our game on Super Sunday, and that was Leicester, who got a last minute winner. What a finish that was, by the way, by the boy. What a goal. Absolute quality goal. It was VAR'd, they ruled it onside. It was very, very tight, I'll give them that. But yeah, Brendan Rodgers spoke after the game. Obviously, he was linked, or has been linked, with a move to Arsenal. And there's been rumours going around that there's a £14 million buyout clause in his contract. Now listen, Brendan Rodgers has had this to say after the game. He said there is probably that in most managers' contracts. It's all hypothetical, all these types of situations. I think for me, in this moment, we've had a brilliant win today. We came back really, really well. My focus is very much on Leicester City. I made the change 8 or 9 months ago. I came into here, and I've been happy ever since I've been here to come into here, and I've been happy to come in to work with the players. We still have a lot of work to do. So like I said, most managers' contracts have something in there like that, but my concentration is on Leicester City. I've been very fortunate in my career to work with some brilliant clubs and institutions. This was the ambition, to come into here to help the club arrive in the top 6. For us, everything has been great since we worked. We know where there will be some bumps. Sorry, let me start that again. We know there will be some bumps along the way. But for me, the ambition at this moment is to help the club. I'm happy that I'm doing that. There's great, great potential here at Leicester City in order to push on for the next few years. Now listen, I watched that game, and in a way they were kind of lucky. Moise Kean came on, nearly scored a worldie, by the way, and Kasper Schmeichel was nowhere near that. But for me, you always thought that they would find a way to win the game, and they did find a way to win the game. And when you watch Arsenal, it's always like we find a way to not win the game. And there was only one team in the Arsenal game towards the last 10 minutes of it, and that was Norwich City. It didn't look like we were going to win the game. Like I said, the substitutions for me were just baffling, like proper baffling. You're going for a game and you bring on a player who scored 1 goal in his whole Arsenal career over the second top goal scorer at the club, Martinelli, and the record signing, which I thought was baffling. Listen, Brendan Rodgers has come out with what he said. Whether you believe that he has got that in his contract, the fact that he's come out and said something like that would suggest that there would be a compensation package. Listen, we're not stupid, we're football fans. We might get a little bit carried away at times, and we might think that, you know, Arsenal are bigger than they are. But at the same time, let's not be stupid here. If we wanted Brendan Rodgers, we'd fully have to pay compensation to Leicester City. Whether that's £14 million or not remains to be seen. And whether that's a package that includes that we can't have him now, we have to have him at the end of the season, I'm not so sure. But the one thing I will say here is, I do think he's a good manager. He's obviously got them rocking. Is he good enough to come into Arsenal Football Club with all the dramas, all the problems, all the lack of defensive awareness, the lack of tactics, everything that goes with it, the big egos? I mean, yesterday some of the players were a disgrace again. I won't go through names. If you want to check that out, go and check out the player ratings video. But is he the man that can come in and transform us into a top 4 team? Now listen, he's doing that with Leicester as we speak. They're second in the table. Can he do it with Arsenal? I'm still not so sure. And listen, like, I might be a bit arrogant when I say that, or say this, sorry, but I feel we need better than that. You know, he's been at Liverpool, he's been at Celtic, he's been at Leicester. The two clubs that he's done well at are Celtic and Leicester. Yes, he done very good at Liverpool, but they eventually bottled the title with Suarez, Sturridge and Sterling. Now, when you look at Celtic, he walked away from a treble to manage Leicester City. So on the flip side of what I'm saying, any Leicester fans out there, or any other fans of football teams, or even Arsenal fans that think, oh, well, we ain't getting him, why would he leave? Let's not forget, he walked away from being the treble winning manager to go to Leicester City to guide them to 9th last season. I don't know. Listen, the jury's out for me. I think he would improve us, yes, obviously. But is he the guy long-term going forward that we need? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Leave it in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about one player as well that's linked with a move to Inter Milan, and that is Aubameyang, our top goal scorer. Again, yesterday he bailed us out, got us out of jail. Played on the right wing. What's that all about? Don't quite get that. Very, very odd decision. If you're going to play a right winger, you put Pepe in there. You then put your top goal scorer up front. But I'm not in charge right now. I'd love to be in charge because I do things so differently. But he is linked with a move to Inter Milan. And let's have it right here. Antonio Conte is a massive fan. That's all over the media for everyone to see. Not only that, they've got the money to go and buy him as well if they want to buy him. So let's not sit here and laugh this one off. As stupid as it may sound, he may end up in Inter. Highly unlikely, but let's not rule it out because we're pretty rubbish right now. And between him and Leno yesterday, they basically got us a point out of a game away to Norwich City. Now, no disrespect to Norwich, they beat Man City this season, but that's only the 5th point they've got out of the last 9 games. 5 points in 9 games out of what, 27 available. They've dropped 22 points. They have got 1 point against us. That's how far we have fallen. Now, at the end of the season, if Aubameyang sits there, obviously he's not signed a new contract yet. If he sits there at the end of the season and goes, "Ooh, hang on a minute, we're not in the Europa League, or we're not in the Champions League," he might want to go. He might want to go. And listen, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, I'm sure there'll be other clubs sniffing around him. Out and out goal scorer, yes, he's absolutely brilliant. His movement in the box is second to none, and he scores goals. Yesterday I was shocked because he actually played really well on the wing. I don't want to see him play there ever again, by the way. I want to see him up front. But at one point in that game, he was playing at right back. He was defending at right back and winning the ball back. It's not where I want to see Aubameyang. Listen, fair play to him. He's the club captain, and he grafted yesterday. And other than Leno, I thought he was man of the match. But obviously, I gave it to Leno. He saved us so many times yesterday. But does Aubameyang really want to be playing right wing and tracking back and helping Callum Chambers out? No. He should be in and around the box scoring goals. I know he scored 2 yesterday. It takes big balls to go and step up and take a penalty after they saved the first one. And it got retaken. But, nah. Not all is well at Arsenal at the moment. So, I'm not going to sit here and rule it out. But it's highly unlikely he goes to Inter Milan. And, listen, there's rumours going around Italy right now that he's going to move to Inter Milan. And Conte wants him. So, that's what I'm saying here. But listen, leave that in the comment section as well. Let me know what you guys think. Oh dear, dear, dear. It's not a great time to be an Arsenal fan right now. Listen, I'll be back later on with two streams today, 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Whatever it is you're doing today on Monday, whether it be work, school, college, not working, looking for a job, day off, whatever, have a wonderful day. Try and do something productive and try and block Arsenal out of your head after listening to this. So, yeah, I'll see you at 5 if you want to come and put Arsenal back in your head. Anyway, listen, social medias are in the description. I am fully back on Twitter as well, by the way. So if anyone wants to follow my Twitter, feel free. And yeah, until 5 o'clock, I'm out of here. Later.